going to call the meeting to order of the September 22nd, 2020 LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau Board of Managers. Let's begin with the roll call.
Kitty Kate, Pat Harris,
Here.
Devin Hastings, Adam Konechny, Laura Krentz, Sue Mullenauer,
Here.
Mike Seitz,
Here.
Doug Waters,
Here.
Martha King's here.
We have 5, we have quorum. Do we have any public comments at this time? Okay, if not, we're going to move right into the approval of our minutes.
Motion to approve minutes as written.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Waters and a second by Mr. Seitz. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. For my report this month, I'm just going to give just a brief update on the Fairgrounds Management and Events Corporation, our progress so far. We do have our business manager on board, Susie Carpenter. She started September 1st, and this first month she's been out just meeting with the stakeholders, the key stakeholders in the Fairgrounds facility. We did meet with a sign company, and we're working on negotiating a new sign for the facility. Also, we're looking at, because our marketing strategy is to reach out beyond fairground activity, we wanted to change the name from Fairgrounds so that if someone was looking for an event to hold in this area, they wouldn't be limited or they wouldn't be turned away because it said Fairgrounds. So we're looking at renaming our organization. We already renamed the facility. It's the LaPorte County Events and Entertainment Complex. And the new sign will reflect that. So now we're looking at renaming our organization to coincide with that so that we're not still Fairgrounds associated, because the fair is certainly the most important event we will probably ever hold out there, but we want to also attract other types of groups and production companies and so forth. So that's kind of what we're focused on right now. Of course, we're still looking at infrastructure and upgrading the facility so that when we do hold events out there, the groups coming in will have top-notch technology facilities and so forth. Looking at maybe doing a plan for the entire facility as far as what buildings need to be upgraded as far as their physical appearance, and also looking at the types of buildings we want to have out there.
Are you going to put a cell tower out there? Are you looking at it at all?
No, we have not discussed that.
Yeah.
So that may be something that
It's a good
may come
revenue
up.
producer, and it would increase the cell service to that part of the county, which has always been bad out there.
Okay.
But it's a great moneymaker.
Oh, okay, well, we're definitely into making money, so that's something we will consider. I'll make sure our technology team, facilities and technology team committee, I'll make sure they know.
There's a couple of good easy cell companies over in South Bend, because I got the one over in Long Beach or Carwick Road there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a couple of $1,000 a month, which is not bad.
Yeah. Well, okay, our budget is really, that sounds, but it's something to look at. It's something to look
And
at.
a little bit helps,
Yes. Okay, so that's my update, and we'll move right into our treasurer's report.
In your packet, you'll have the statement of financial positions for your review. And then our claims for the month of August. Accounts payable is $38,829.41. Our payroll for that time period is $43,539.08 for a grand total of $82,368.43. You'll have also, you'll have the accounts payable and all the financials are in order. I'll take a motion to approve the
Motion to approve financials are stated.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Waters and a second by Mrs. Mullenhour. Any discussion on the financials? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'll pass this around for you.
Motion carries. Okay, Jack, that brings us to you and your executive director's report.
I'll just say, as Gail has changed up the agenda a little bit, I like the way she's listed or maybe it was your idea, I don't know who listed the three pillars on it. I just report to everybody that that's worked really well for us. We're going to move forward into 21 using those same three pillars that we've worked under this year as our guidance. The decisions that we made financially by flatlining several of our line items this year have really worked out well. We're really pleasantly happy with considering everything that our industries went through, where we're at right now. So we're going to use that same mentality, Pat, as I talked with you about yesterday, moving into next year, flatlining our budget pretty much.
Right.
And we're meeting with the staff today, right after this meeting, to talk about that. What I'll do is I'll try to keep you all updated, either through emails, or if Pat wants to have a workshop maybe as to some of the recommendations we're going to have on the budget coming forward. But I can just, it's going to be fairly simple. We're going to kind of stay at this year's expenditures, which were really low because we had to drop them because of the lack of innkeeper's tax and the shutdown. And if things pick up quicker, that's great. Then it's going to be a bonus. But we are going to be able to maintain, some of our kind of our wish list things that are going to be really essential to keep the county economy moving. And we're looking to bring the boat race back and a couple other events. And one of our targets, staff-wise, is going to be to make sure we step up the fair management, once we get a new name for it, what we're going to call the group. We really like the direction they're going. The renaming that facility was a great idea, getting Susie on board. So we're going to try to be as much as all in on that as we can too, budget-wise, considering what we got to work with. So that's my report. I don't think we've got a lot coming in on the outside reports, other than that we're doing our audit this week.
Yes.
And as you know, they've agreed to come in a few minutes late today, so that's kind of why we're moving quickly through our agenda today, let them come in. Any reports back here? Report that we need to...
Nothing major, I guess. I'd say that we have extended COVID testing through the State Department of Health, and Larry Butcher over at the county managed to get that extended through the month of October at the Civic for free in the lower level. I know the mayors are very anxious to try to get that extended throughout the end of the year, but I know they're still working through some things, but we do have October confirmed. And, standard procedure, we had finally our wedding season started to pick back up. We had a wedding last week. We have one this coming week at the Civic. We have 3 next month. We have added a Pop Warner cheerleading event, I think October 18th. We've got one on November 8th. We're starting to get some calls. It's my understanding that one of the local wedding reception halls is closing down, so we're picking up some for that as well. So,
Which one's closing down?
I hate to say, I don't know for sure, but I was told Beacon Hills was closing up. We had 2 weddings from there contact us about working with us, so
Wow.
I don't know if it's temporary or...
Yeah.
I'll just jump right in real quick. First of all, I wanted to say thank you because you guys, we had used the CPF funds for the movie nights, and those were successful this year. We used Fox Park Amphitheater this year, and it was the best place to possibly have a movie night. It was amazing. So thank you for that. Moving forward into October, we have our downtown spooktacular, which is our trick or treat. The kids walk around to the different businesses and trick or treat. Some safety precautions in place so that this can be done safely. We have about 20 businesses that have signed up for it. Only 2 have declined because of scheduling conflicts. So we're looking forward to that. That'll be October 10th from 1 to 3. Businesses will set up outside their locations, wear masks and things like that. And then the farmer's market has done really well this year. We have 3 weeks left, so if you guys haven't stopped out, feel free to do so. We have a couple of new vendors that we feature each week. We had demonstrations from Go Aerial Fitness. We have paint parties by Curry's on the Go, which is a really fun thing that they do at the market now. We have a ribbon cutting that I would like to invite anybody to that is interested. It'll be October 15th from 10 to 11, and it's a whole world of good. They are featuring fluid coffee inside of their establishment, so they'll be serving as well as you can shop around, have a seat, have meeting space, things like that. And that is at 711 Lincoln Way. And then just finally, I'm working with the city of LaPorte for our new event lineup for next year, so I'll have updates on that. If not next month, in the following month. We're just gonna kind of do an overview of what we've done so far, what works, what doesn't work, and maybe some new ideas. So I'm excited for that. Thank you.
Sounds good. It's good to hear that things are still being held and being done in a safe way, of course, but we're still having some activity, so that's great.
I'm done.
You done?
That was it.
Okay, Linda?
Good morning, everyone, and just a quick update on our community. I'm just going to move this down a little bit. Community Recovery Committee, those are number 2 of the 3 pillars that we have here at the CDD. You should have last week received the e-newsletter that we finished. We had one for visitors and one for partners. Those went out, and so far we've gotten a lot of positive comments on those. The committee will meet again next week, and our plan is to do another one November, December, just wrapping up the year and so on. One of our team members is here, Angela Rose. I have Amy, Dale Cooper, and Katie Dermody and Jay Daly. So we really worked hard together to get this newsletter with a fresh look and just addressing some of the important things in our county that we wanted to focus on and draw people to from our website. So that, once again, if you didn't receive it, let me know, and we'll be sure that you get that as well. And then, like I said, we're meeting again next week just to start talking about our planning for 2021 and what we want our focus to be. We've started, most of us have done our new spots on WIMS, basically talking about just things going on, keeping people updated, and referencing back to our website or calling back here. Those of you who have been keeping up with the City Council and Mayor Perry for Washington Park, there was some confusion. Washington Park is open 7 days, 10 to 6. And this is for sticker holders only. For stickers from 2019 and 2020 are still accepted. The gate is manned. And normally this time of year, the park is open to the public and there's no one at the gate. So that has changed. So if you want to get out there and enjoy some of this Indian summer weather, it's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. And then I want to mention Dale Cooper has now completed her LaPorte County leadership at PMW. She received her diploma a week or so ago, so we wanted to congratulate her. And she's also been asked to be on the board of the LaPorte County Historical Society Museum. And so we're really excited about that. They've been long partners of ours for quite some time. We're still doing Zoom calls between our regional group and the state, and those have proved very beneficial as we're all talking about the challenging times that we're going through and just having an opportunity to hear what else is going on in the state. So that has been very positive as well. I also have, and I'll put out on the table when we wrap up the meeting, Indiana tourism. It's a graph with a snapshot of just where we are to date, and some very interesting numbers. Nothing's a big surprise, but at least this gives you an opportunity to just see what the numbers are looking like as we went through the COVID season, the heavy COVID season, and some of the projections for when we come out. But other than that, that's all I have.
Okay, great. Sounds good. Okay, is there any unfinished business at this time? Any new business? Okay, I see that Angela's not here from Blue Chip, so we don't...
The only update I got from Brenda the other day at our county meeting was that unfortunately we lost all the Notre Dame opponents. For several years we've been able to house them during the football season. The fall, it's been a big boom for Blue Chip and for us. One of the hotels in St. Joe County actually dedicated their whole facility to just the visiting teams. So it was pretty enticing to a visiting team. They were told they could come in and have the whole facility and not have to worry about anybody bringing in any outside concerns with regards to COVID or anything, and we couldn't do that at Blue Chip. Blue Chip couldn't shut down and cater just to those teams and their alumni and their following. So that was a tough hit, for all of us. But it was part of the COVID. We're going to work hard to bring them back, Pat. I talked with Angela a couple of times, and we feel like we'll get them back. They're doing this strictly looking through the tunnel vision of safety, and we get that. So hopefully we'll work hard to get those back.
Yeah, most of the athletic events are trying to do that same type of scenario where they group everybody right together. I know the U.S. Open tennis tournament, they kind of did the same thing with them. So, okay.
And the downtown events have already
that's already been taken care of, right? Okay, we have a few minutes. Any board comments at this time with concerns with COVID? Yes, Mike.
Jack, have we started doing any planning or anticipation of the upcoming legislative session for starting in January? Are we looking forward to any laws that we might want to push or be against?
Well, the last part of your question is that we have not proposed any legislation yet, but as everybody recall, this is a good update, I'm glad you brought it up. Our regional group has, Mayor Dermody and Attorney Friedman have put together a coalition for a regional group across the northern part of the state. It started out Our Fair Share, which was trying to indicate to folks that we're bringing our fair share of board appointments and monies back to our region. That's worked really well. We're doing monthly meetings with our legislators. They've all breakfast meetings. They've all bought into this. They really like that concept. So where this is going, Mike, is that any legislation that comes up through this process will likely be done through the regional group, and it won't be so much us independently, which will give us a lot more power.
Correct.
So and we're also bringing in community partners. So if legislation that would affect one of our hospitals, for example, who are brought into this, both of our hospitals in LaPorte County, if there's legislation that this group feels like that we want to get behind as a group, it's going to be done. And so we'll have 29 legislators on board versus maybe just 2 or 3 from LaPorte County. So that's going to be a really important, and I'm going to bring you into that process as we go into it, but it'll be a much broader process than just LaPorte County.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good point. Any other board members, any comments during this COVID crisis and working our way through it as a nation of people?
if it's okay, Pat, I'll just say, so maybe for Adam's benefit again, I just talked about the budget a little bit. Adam, I touched on it earlier. We're gonna try to flatline the budget next year, kind of look at what we spent this year and stay right in those lanes of last year. It's really gonna be hard to anticipate our income for 21. It's gonna be a real tough decision, but we feel like if we do that, we're gonna be safe, and then if our income exceeds that, then it's just a bonus. But we have a responsibility, I think, to flatline going in and just look at it that way. But it's going to allow us to still target a couple key events so we can hopefully get our economy clicking in the county. We're looking to bring the boat race back. We're looking to add 2 jet ski events in the county, one in LaPorte that'll anchor Lake Fest, and an extra one on Lake Michigan. Because we feel like that's because that's an international partnership there, and there's going to be a big return. So budget-wise, hopefully we can have a lot of interaction, because we are going to make a few recommendations that are going to be a little bit different this year with regards to how we spent some of our money previously. I'm keeping the commissioners and the mayors updated on that. So I'd like to have some interaction from all of you between now and maybe November, because we're going to wait as long as we can to roll this final budget out, so we can have a better projection on our income.
You know, this is very important, and I'm glad Jack mentioned that, because staff does an outstanding job of pulling all that information together. But sometimes there's some things that we can maybe interject to help them, that maybe they're, because we're also much involved in the community also. There's things that we may see that could help them go in a direction that they maybe should be going in. So give them that input, and Jack is always receptive. Jack and Linda both, they're very receptive to taking it. And I know you guys know that, but I just want to remind you that during this time when it's really challenging for all businesses and organizations to pull together their operations and keep things moving forward, that they get as much input as they can. So I would encourage all of you to just call them and have a sit-down meeting with them, and just hammer out some stuff. If something's on your mind, you think, run it past them. You never know.
Yeah, that's really good, because you all might get questioned out in the community about, do you change direction here? Because we are going to change it. We're going to propose to you all that we're going to change a few directions, and some of our sponsors, the way we did things, we've got to juggle this. If we're going to bring those events back, we've got to get the money from somewhere. So there's going to be a little bit of juggling, and questions may come up out in the community, and this way we can all have the same message going back and make sure and it's really up to you guys to make that final decision as you adopt the budget. But we're working hard on getting a good message out. I've already started communicating, as I said, with the elected officials to keep them up to speed and getting their input also. So I think the process is going to go well, but feel free to let me know if you have any questions or want to get a heads up ahead of time on where this is going. I'd love to be able to talk to you about it. We either got it formally, if it's a group, we got to set up a workshop, but I can talk individually, certainly, with anybody. Right, Counselor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
As long as there's not a serial meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Any other comments from the board? Well, thank you for hanging in there and being troopers through this time, and just stay safe, and we'll see you next month. Meeting's adjourned.
If anybody wants to stay and be part of the audit, you're welcome.